He's got a complaint that he got bullied out of a seat at a Chinese restaurant because of... God knows, I don't know. Do you see anything? I don't see anything.
He's a break that expand with water. Baking flour, pancake batter, or even paper mache.
Horizon Chat, reaction. This is how to get revenge. I'm guessing Halloween special since today is Halloween. Yeah, I was gonna do the OSP's video, but then I saw this like, okay. Oh, it was very recently. Oh, it's like 18 minutes. I thought it was 18 hours. It was just posted, I guess. It makes sense. This is by the channel JonTron, obviously. JonTron video. Whenever JonTron uploads a video, you know it's gonna be awesome. I'm hoping that he's doing some kind of a review thing, whether of a movie, TV show, or anything, basically real world thing, because that's where he shines. That's whenever he does that, it's awesome, and he's over the top, basically thing. For one joke, he goes way too over the top with all the staging and things and acting and getting, putting way too much effort into all the special effects and shit. So that's always fun. Remember, people, if you like my reaction, don't forget to subscribe. So I know which videos to react to more. Check out the Rick Sunday. There's a link in the season, and yeah, let's watch it.
Oh, yeah, I was just about to... Whoa, Nelly, what is that?
A tank.
You can't park that thing.
Oh, it's a green screen. For 1 second, I was like, concerned. Maybe he really, rented a tank for this shit. But no, it's a green screen.
Here? But you know where you can park that thing?
No.
World of Tanks, which is incidentally the amazing sponsor of today's video. This ain't just any old game of pew-pew, my friends. This is a game of pew-pew in giant hunks of historically accurate metal. Oh yeah, we're talking about the granddaddy of strategic tank warfare. Dive headfirst into the fray and find yourself upon a fleet of dazzlingly authentic-to-life war machines. Would you look at these absolute threads on treads? And guess what? You, yes you, can command your battalion of steel behemoths for the low, low price of absolutely nothing. New recruit? Use the code COMBAT when you sign up and unlock the Vault of Wonders. We're talking the Cromwell Beat Tank, a hefty stash of 250,000 credits, 7 glorious days of premium access, and not 1, not 2, but 3 rental tanks. I cannot believe what I'm hearing. Are you hearing this? With over 800 tanks to choose from, you'll find a playstyle that suits your fancy, and then some. Commandeer light, medium, and heavy tanks. Or you can just become a sneaky little destroyer. Sneaky little stupid guy, stupid baby tank, just step on him. You could be him. So click that link at the top of the description, and remember, the combat code is exclusively for you fresh-faced privates out there. So let's show them what new blood can do, while it's, still inside your body, preferably. And now, our feature Halloween-themed presentation. Sort of. Trick or treat! They say hell hath no fury like a woman scorned. And normally I would have said that was like an oversimplification, overgeneralization. But then I saw this.
I'm imagining he just broke into somebody's house and there's like, father, wife, and children like, come here, let's concern. And he's giving this speech.
Oh, forgot to plug it in, damn it. Come on. Then I saw this. How to Get Revenge starring Linda Blair. That's right, those morals are going from blood red to blood gray. And yes, it is the very same Linda Blair who cemented her legacy as a legendary scream queen after her performance as Regan O'Neill, the possessed girl from The Exorcist. You may also remember her from Fox Family's paranormal reality series, The Scariest Places on Earth. You know, the one with the really weird voice?
Pasquale senses an angry spirit who was denied proper burial.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what that was all about. Anyways, well, in 1989, she starred in what IMDb calls a dark and humorous take on how to get revenge on those that have wronged you. Featuring guy whose face is, he doesn't even want to be associated with this? But too bad. This is the modern age. We have AI face unblurring technology. You can't hide. Okay, never mind. I actually see why that might have been that way. That actually checks out. Put that back the way it was. What, you don't think this is scary enough for Halloween? Then I guess you must not fear pieces of media fraught with opportunities for litigious action. Oh, look at you. You're so brave. This should be a pretty wild ride. So let's see how to get revenge.
Is it gonna get really dark? What's gonna happen? I don't know.
was just reading a few pages from a fascinating book. It is literally filled with countless pieces of wisdom. One, in particular, deserves quoting. It reads, "Vengeance is mine." Now that's a powerful quote. And from what book am I reading? The Bible.
Oh, hey, are we playing Use the Bible to justify what I want to do right now? I freaking love this game. Leviticus 27:4.
Crusades.
The price of a woman between 20 and 60 years of age shall be 30 shekels. Oh, come on, I don't buy that. There's got to be some depreciation along the way.
Now let me ask you a personal question.
Oh, yeah, so good. This is so good, right? I love, like... I'm guessing he's gonna have some intense shit over here and he's just gonna trash her basically, right? Using all the like things from like, you know, not so, let's just say, modern age things that is in the Bible or something, right?
Question. Has someone ever made you so angry, so upset, that you considered some form of retribution? Some form of revenge?
Me? Oh, come on. That's not in my constitution. Okay, fine, you caught me. But you would have done the same in my shoes. That damn dog stole my NBA career. Damn you, Airbud!
Let's face it, revenge can be sweet. Especially when it's against someone who really deserves it.
Ooh, hello.
Don't smile.
That seems to be coming a little too naturally to her. You know, maybe this was her
Seriously.
idea after all. She didn't need to be coerced. This is, she's getting enjoyment from this. So yeah, this whole thing appears to just be an actual guide on how to get revenge on people you don't like. And that wouldn't be like too weird if it weren't for the fact that a very famous person was headlining it. I don't really understand what they were thinking when they conceived of this. How exactly was this supposed to be received by the general public? Did anyone watch this and think it was normal or useful? I mean, you can already tell it's got this...
Look, I think it's like back then, like the internet wasn't a thing and just like people had like, all they had is prejudices, right? Whatever they thought of something. Like she's famous for being that exorcist girl, right? And then also, you know, something like this comes, it's just like natural. People just associated with her being some form of crazy type of shit, right? Because that's how she was acted as possessed. So they're just like, oh, she's going to be perfect. People are going to be like, oh my God, this is going to be a bit dark or something. People are going to think that.
kind of weird dark undertone to it, like...
Oh, shh, don't tell my wife. Look, let me tell you my favorite revenge story.
Jesus Christ.
You assume they're joking, but like at the same time, it doesn't really feel like it. Seriously, who was the intended audience for this? It must have been really awkward to rent this from Blockbuster, you know? This isn't for like research or anything. I'm just like a huge fan of Linda Blair. I jack off to this, okay? I only jack off to this. Why are you looking at me like I belong on some kind of FBI watch list? Let's look at your rental history. National Geographic Safari Edition? I guess we got a furry here, everybody.
Now, when I talk about revenge, I'm not talking about bodily injury to anybody. I mean, that is definitely not our purpose here.
No, of course not. And on behalf of our legal team, we thank you for clarifying, Linda. Anyways, check out how the belt on this chainsaw's perfect for going through this hedge in the shape of my sister who cut me out of my dad's will. Oh my gosh, look at that perfectly clean cut, not related to anything in this material existence. So anyways, now the thing starts in...
I wouldn't say to cut off brake off somebody's vehicle, but then again, brakes are known to malfunction, so you know.
Earnest, and she starts off by showing us this guy who apparently specializes in messing with people's houses or something, but not before she gives us this important message.
Fasten your seatbelts.
Yeah, I've lived long enough to know that's a serious threat. Thanks for the heads up.
Meet private investigator Kyle Pappenfuss. He's about to take us on a tour of what one can do to a Mark's home.
Why is he standing
So much about this, I don't even know where to begin. Do I talk about how he's Pappenfuss? Do I talk about his bold stance he's got there? Do I talk about the fact that she just referred to the victim of the crime she's about to encourage as a fucking Mark? Is that what I talk about? Let's hear old Pappenfuss out, huh? He might have something good to say. Let's climb right up into that Pappenfussy, swirl around and see what's in there.
All right, first things first. The mailbox. Easy pickings. Everybody has a mailbox, and everybody reaches for their mail.
In the history of the world, nothing good has ever followed that sentence.
Who says you can't put more than mail in there, huh?
Oh
Like
my
TNT.
God. Man, this guy, I don't know, he's got like an X factor. Like, you know, you see, he says it how it is. Hold on a second. Like, you know when someone just like speaks to you on that extra level, you just want to write it down so you can format it later into like a 124-page about manifesto? Like, that's what this guy's doing for me. This is a knowledgeable guy. You can learn something from this guy.
Think of something nasty you wouldn't want in there. Get the picture?
So at this point, she moves on from the last guy, and she goes to this, like, private investigator who I guess...
I'm guessing all the NSA and everybody just watched the video. What the fuck did you just say?
Yes, people would go to if they wanted to get revenge on someone. I don't know, was this a real thing back then? I thought this was just a thing that only happened in, like, Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
Mr. Vickers, could you give us an example of what could be done to a former friend or lover?
Yeah, we're sitting.
Few examples, huh?
Oh, sorry, you caught me off guard there. I didn't notice the film crew laying undersea cables through my kitchen and dining room for the last 7 hours. Anyways, now for my candid statement that may or may not land me in a class action civil suit. Look at my hat. Look at my hat. Look at my hat here. I have the hat. I have a hat. I'm just saying that because he has a hat there.
Look at that. A creep on woman taking shower or something. There you go.
Okay, let's talk about friends. Such as my client, Mr. Harold Jerriman over here. Harold, why don't you pick it up from here?
Well, the incident took place on Thursday afternoon during my lunch break.
So just to bring you up to speed on the lore behind this part, this guy, he's got a complaint that he got bullied out of a seat at a Chinese restaurant because of... God knows, I don't know. Do you see anything? I don't see anything. Yeah. See no evil, hear no evil? I might be speaking the evil.
I was so humiliated. This kind of thing happened to me many times in the past, and I wanted to get even with that man. I looked upon him as being all the people who have hurt me rolled into one, and that's when I contacted Mr. Vickers.
See, this is where it actually gets dark and scary, okay? The rest was jokes. This is where the goosebumps start to go up my arm. You do not want to be the last guy in the line to piss this guy off. That's the vibe I'm picking up from this.
Well, when Harold first came to me, he didn't know what to do. All he had was the punk's license number, but that was enough for me. I went down to the Department of Motor Vehicles, and I filled out a form.
Okay, I'm sorry, but I just gotta stop. I gotta ask. Is the guy on the right small or is the guy on the left big? Because I can't tell which one is which because they both kind of look like they're normal sized relatively, but when they're next to each other like this, I can't tell.
What the fuck? I just saw it. What the fuck, man?
Sized relatively, but when they're next to each other.
Look at that. What the fuck? What is happening? Is he sitting a bit behind? I think that's what... No, wait a minute. The problem with that is that like they're compared to their body, their face and everything is just like a line. So it just feels like maybe he's sitting in a distance. Maybe it's just smaller. Okay, damn.
Like this, I can't tell.
Now, Harold here was adamant about getting even with him himself, so we laid out a battle plan. Harold, you take over, buddy.
With pleasure.
He was adamant that he's gonna take care of it himself. Otherwise, I had my boys here. Yeah, we were ready to beat the shit out of him.
I planted a toy handgun under the truck's seat. Then I went to a telephone and phoned the police and stated anonymously that I had seen where the robber lived. To make a long story short, the police arrived just as the man was getting into his truck.
Yeah, this right here is when he knew he fucked up for real, okay? He's not laughing anymore. He was like, okay, I was playing it up for the camera. What's going on with you? I think this guy's for real. Call somebody. I don't want to be near him anymore. Yeah, so Big Boss Daddy over here is just talking about how he framed an innocent person by planting a gun on them in the dark of night, and that's just fine. See, that's what I'm saying about this. I've dug up as much as I could on the internet about this film, and there's just not that much information on the thing itself or the people involved in it. Like, these people don't really seem like they're acting. The whole time they're sort of just playing it off like it's an act, but I don't know if I buy it. There's even a part later that's just a guy showing you how to sabotage a car. Isn't there some kind of federal clause prohibiting this sort of thing?
There's a federal clause about, framing somebody with a fake gun. I'm pretty sure there is. None of this is all right. How did this, how did the federal didn't just go to their fucking, law firm or whatever? No, yeah, you can't release this one, right? This breaks way too many laws, right? They should, if they put oh, this is just for entertainment and this is like a parody, don't really do this. Maybe they could have gone on, but they didn't say any shit like that.
All right, the next thing here we'll deal with is cooling system. The idea is to put substances in there that expand with water. Baking flour, pancake batter, or even paper mache.
Really, the only limit is your imagination. As long as it stalls their engine when they're already doing 90 down the interstate, I'll co-sign that.
Jam the pistons
at ice cream. Nothing's gonna happen. You might turn him over to the immigration service.
Oh my God! What was that? I'm okay. Is everyone okay? Oh, thank God she told me to put this seatbelt on earlier. To be honest, if I knew that was coming, I probably would have installed like a lap bar or something. There we go, that's perfect. I'll be needing this to get through the rest of the video at this rate. Jesus Christ, he's telling people to...
Oh, there you go. Seriously, man, this whole thing is so insane, especially in today's world. With the more like cameras everywhere, the more internet age there is. And I'm pretty sure that's like even more stronger, like because of all the things that happen and thing that gets witnessed, especially with, you know, all the shit that has happened since whenever this was like, what, 80s, 90s, whatever, right? Since then, nowadays you can't release us things like this. Otherwise people will go ape shit, right? So this has to be old, and I don't know, like, did they ban it today or something? Like, can you just buy this or something? I don't know. It's just title alone just panics people.
I'll be needing this to get through the rest of the video at this rate. Jesus Christ, he's telling people to falsely report people to the immigration services? How was this made? Seriously, how was this ever acceptable? That this could not have flown back then, even then, right?
This is going to cause him hours and hours of endless paperwork trying to prove he's a citizen of this country.
And better yet, they might just deport him. And that'll teach you to think twice about stealing my parking spot at Trader Joe's again, huh, you wily bastard? So if this wasn't already weird enough, at this point she brings on an actual detective from the police force. If you recall from earlier, that one guy had his face completely blurred as well, so it lends credence to the fact that these are real people who had stature in their respective institutions and didn't want their identities released.
And to give us a few examples is Detective J.M. I'd like to play a little game with you, if that's all right. I'll give you a situation.
Did I say that's all right? If I recall, I just stared at you menacingly. Do I look like I have time to play backgammon, sweetie? I am a working professional. Okay, one quick game of Elephant on the Elephant, but then we get back to business. Oh, the butterflies tickle my face on the way up and down.
And then I'd like you to respond with the method of male revenge that you would recommend.
Okay, shoot.
Let's say the mark is a family man.
No, I mean like shoot him, literally. Just use a gun. What are you mailing him something for? What is it, his birthday? Just off him. Use a pistol like this. Like that, just like this. Like that. Right here, like this.
Let's say the mark is a family man. You know, a wife, 2 kids, a dog. What can you do to disrupt the entire family as opposed to just the mark?
Yeah, you know, just like it says in this old book I used to spearhead this whole operation.
Oh my God,
the son should not suffer the sins of the father. I didn't see that.
Put them on offensive mailing list.
Like the first time he quoted Bible, as a woman, he basically attacked her. Like, okay, you know Bible says you could be bought, and now he's just like, okay, the same thing you just talked about says you shouldn't take revenge on the family. This is way too good, man.
Pornographic mailing lists, such as pornographic magazines, pornographic merchandise. Put them on the Communist Party's mailing list. There are hundreds of mailing lists you can put them on.
Did they think this through at all? In this part, he's literally advocating to send pornography to where, like, minors could see or access it. Did anyone making this have even the slightest semblance of a moral compass? Just send them smut, or, I don't know, put some Karl Marx in front of them. That'll confuse the shit out of them. Their grades will go down or something. That guy don't make no sense.
By the way, there are dozens upon dozens of homosexual and bisexual magazines available today.
Son of a bitch, the lab part wasn't enough!
Wait a minute.
It's available today.
Oh, look, you can see.
Son of a bitch, the lab part wasn't enough!
What the fuck?
I found if you mail these to the Mark's place of work, you can start rumors or quickly get him fired.
Fascinating. Well, Detective, thank you very much for your suggestions.
I put my stamp of approval on this. I won't regret this at all. Thanks for watching, everyone. But before I leave you for good this Halloween season, I want to put to use some of those interesting skills I learned throughout the course of today's video.
Excuse me. Hello?
Is your refrigerator running?
Yes.
It's not a joke. I planted a bomb in your bathtub.
Oh my gosh. Oh, well, thank you for calling.
No problem.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry. I have to go. I hope you had fun. Bye.
I'm just kidding. I wouldn't do that. Plus, you said not to use violence in your thing, so I don't know why you think I'd do that. Hello? Am I doing the show now? Am I the host?
Psychopaths.
Hi, Mom. I know this probably isn't like what you expected from me. I know you wanted me to go to like medical school, but I don't know. I just feel like the doctor industry, it's not up and coming anymore the same way the straight to VHS industry is. No, it's not a phase. Stop calling it that.
Made fun by John Jafari, psychopath. Okay. Yep. How to get revenge, JonTron. Like always, another insane video, right? John and everything, especially editing. Oh God. I didn't know this. First of all, I saw like how to get revenge. Is it a book? No, it's a fucking video thing, old, right? It's a VHS tape. I don't know. I'm guessing that they should have put something like, oh, this is just for parody or something. I don't know. Clearly, John Rose said that if that was the case. So they literally released this. How is an actual detective saying that and didn't got, in trouble or something? Only thing I can analyze out of this is that back then, like, media and things wasn't as strong as it is today. So people won't, even if it's things like this, if it doesn't become that much of a national issue, people won't get in trouble for it, right? Because at best, you can read news, you can watch movies, you can get some VHS, something, that's about it, right? The internet changed our life a lot. And that has caused a lot of issues. That's why you can't even, say or do something that you could have back then. Because, the whole exposure would have been little. Nowadays, that's not the case. So, I don't know. That's why they didn't get in trouble or something. I don't know. Or it just implied that this is a joke. Who the fuck knows? But there you go. Alright, well, that was how to get revenge. JonTron, JonTron show. If you like my reaction, don't forget to subscribe. And I'll see you next time.